Hey guys, I'm here to get into an analysis on the cinematography of Punch Drunk Club, which is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, released in the year 2002. And this is just kind of a moment in the visual quality devoted that just stands right in between a lot of what was going on with the Boogie Nights of Magnolia next to Yogi Blood and the Master, which is like this sort of just original kind of depiction, which is very just loose ultimately. Um, Absolutely love this from the opening shot. You can just get instantly from the composition. Adam Sandler just seems like he's in a very small and just um, anxiety-inducing sort of like place. The cinematography conveys the emotion right on its sleeve as he's just in this isolated sort of room on the phone, and it's just you can tell that there's just like he's like struggling to kind of have an engaging kind of conversation. And he just starts to like walk outside while John Bryan scores perfectly, sort of complements all these scenes as he goes outside. In this long take, he kind of just a strange sort of like traffic accident. He's just and then he just gets back on the phone and then meets with Lena, Emily Watson. And the shots are just perfect. They're just conveying something completely different from anything else. He picks up this mandolin and he starts to play around on it with the waltz. And the shots are just generally very offbeat. Like you're seeing like literally like scenes of like characters like sisters are kind of just like picking on him while he's at work. And you can kind of see the lens flare from on the plungers. It's really original. Probably one of the only I've ever seen displayed in such a way. These guys been standing around all this as well. And then this extended take that Sandler does before he enters his sister's house because he's just so nervous of being around them, and he awkwardly shakes the hands of his brother-in-law. He's kind of not really having, I guess his sister's kind of giving him a really warped education on just how to hold himself in a lot in plenty of everyday social situations. So it leads to an outburst. And, he just ends up kind of just going to a grocery store, and all these long takes are just wonderful as they all display a very blue sense. Like he's always in this blue tuxedo, and he's kind of seeing this woman in red always kind of following around until it just kind of builds up to just this intensely isolated scene, which the cinematographer apparently was in tears during filming this, and he actually shook the camera. PTA said to leave it because it adds to the emotional resonance. But there's a lot of loneliness here, a lot of pressure as he's on the phone for such an extended period of time. And his sisters, you just see him kind of getting onto him more while Watson's increasingly kind of getting into the picture as well. And the way this is all shot is just very frantic, very anxiety inducing. And not to mention all like the color schemes that kind of build in between. They're very just being true to Sandler's state of mind and perception. As it's like very Sandler's so anxiety induced with anxiety that my sister said it's like he kind of like can't even prevent like accidents. Like it's just like so anxiety inducing. And the way these shots are conveyed, it's absolutely perfect. Then you kind of get Philip Seymour Hoffman's room. It's like it looks like he's like some kind of concert. He's kind of introduced as this villainous sort of character. And these scenes are just very muffled. It's just the way that it's displayed is just absolutely mesmerizing. Then the scene in the like whenever Sandler's having a breakdown in the bathroom, it's just so like this loud muffling kind of momentum about it. Just makes it loud, and it just feels insane on just intentionally insane. Such an original sort of level. There's just in hyper amount of blue lighting aesthetic whenever the characters Sandler and Watson are driving the car before the car. And I love how distinctly blue it is in that scene, especially. And then of course when he says goodbye and he's like regretting not like giving a bigger farewell. He's just like kind of just beats himself up while walking down a hole, and it's perfect scene right there. And he feels like he's just being chased around all around. Like the Philip Seymour Hoffman's like line, which Sandler gets himself into earlier, kind of catches up to him. But Sandler, it's just like kind of seen running around like alleyways in the dark ways and all throughout. Then the way that Sandler is just when he punches the map, when out of frustration, gets on a plane to Hawaii. There's just a chin take of him on the phone having a bit of a meltdown, talking to one of his sisters, and kind of successfully standing up for himself and all that. Those are wonderful long takes. And then the takes of him going to the beach with Watson and just getting to know each other, they bond. These scenes are just wonderful as they depict. The tone is distinctively less like it's like the anxiety is completely soothed, and he's like able to stand up to a lot of bad things along the way. And the way these shots are conveyed, it feels very dreamy about it. Even the villainous scenes, like whenever Hoffman's at the phone booth at night, there's a dreamy way about it. The lighting, whenever Sandler goes back to meet Hoffman in person, there's so many distinctive long takes, like so many long moments that just breathe the dialogue. It just really establishes kind of like what feels like a hero villain final like showdown in its own kind of way entirely. And yeah, this ending is just it just really brings something completely original One of my all-time favorite final shots. And this entire project just leaves something completely original from start to finish.